What's up, YouTubers? Hardworker12 with you here. Currently driving a 2021 Subaru Forester Limited through the middle of California. If you're geographically familiar with the area, I just got onto Interstate 5 North from where it splits off of the 99, and I filled up the tank 17.2 miles ago, reset the trip computer. The car currently believes that it's averaging 60 miles per gallon. The reason for that is the very beginning of the drive that I'm currently on, once I reset the trip computer, was the tail end of coming off of the grapevine. So the 60 mile per gallon average will not last, but we're gonna see just what we can do on the highway in this car. It is a brand new car. It's got 187 miles on it. The prevailing speed on this particular road is typically around 80 miles an hour, so the engine's not really broken in, and I'm not going for the slowest overall time in the world, so I don't plan on setting any records. But with that being said, we'll get a good real-world baseline of actual pure highway miles per gallon for a 2021 Subaru Forester. So I am going to continue driving, and I will check in with you in a little bit. Okay, time for an update. We have burned a quarter of a tank of fuel. We've traveled 107 miles. We have averaged 76 miles per hour. My lane departure warning tells me that I have left my lane. And if I go to... we are apparently averaging 28.2 miles per gallon, which is definitely below the EPA indicated 33 miles per gallon for this car, but we're averaging 76 miles an hour and currently doing 80. Feels like I've been either at or above 80 most of the time, but I guess I have had to slow down for some truck races. I have not exceeded 100 miles an hour at any time yet during this tank of fuel. I'm not encouraging you to drive this way on the road, but this ain't no after school special, it's real life. So we will continue up the road through the night and have further information for you shortly. All right, we are still rolling down to a half a tank. We've covered 211 miles so far on this half a tank of fuel. Traffic has been, haven't really had traffic, but haven't really been able to maintain as high a speed as I might have liked, so I have just engaged the adaptive cruise and the lane centering and just kind of letting it take care of me. If I look at the info screen, my average speed is down to 75 miles an hour for the last 2 hours and 47 minutes. It's going to start raining at some point. Toyota just got in front of me. And my average fuel economy is down to 27.9 miles per gallon. So we'll see what it actually is when we fill up. And we will continue up the highway with the lane centering assist engage. And we'll keep going. So here we are in the beautiful historic city of Stockton, California. It has begun to rain, as you can see. But one thing I'd like to point out, I do have the lane centering assist engaged. And even though it's nighttime in the rain with my LED headlights and my fog lights engaged, the system is functioning well. As you can see, there's nobody in front of me currently in the lane, and the bots dots are doing their reflective best to show up in the headlights. But the lane centering assist works at night in the rain right now, fully engaged. And we are rolling. We're down to below a half a tank, and I've gone 269 miles. And we are gonna keep moving along. All right, so here we are. We have 1/4 of a tank of gas left. We've gone 318 miles. I have averaged 74 miles per hour. And let's see. I have 120 miles of range remaining. Now I have a little bit of a problem here because technically I have less than 120 miles to go, but seeing as it's the end of 2020, it's all uphill from here, pretty much. So I don't think technically that I can make 120 miles because the uphill climb that lays ahead will change the average fuel economy rating, reduce the range. So I'm going to have to stop soon and put some gas into this thing, and we will get the final number. The car thinks it's been averaging 28.5 so far. So very shortly we will see just how accurate that is. All right, so here we are, 351 miles, 2 out of 12 little nubbies of fuel left, claiming 27.7 miles per gallon. Now the last about 40 miles or so was pretty uphill, so we're not going to have a great average here, but let's find out what it was. Let's fill this baby up. All right, so here we go. 351 miles divided by 13.472 gallons of gasoline. Ooh, I only averaged 26 miles per gallon on the highway. That's pretty terrible, but that was at an average speed of 74 miles per hour, an uphill part of the way, and on a motor that's not broken in. So I would expect this car, as the motor breaks in, and if somebody drove it the speed limit, to do better than that. But that's what it did. So anyway, on through the night, the rain keeps coming down, and the elevation's going to keep going up, and so it might snow, but thankfully it'll get through that. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go. Take a look in the 5 and 10, glistening once again, with candy canes and silver lanes aglow. That's why you buy a Subaru right here, folks. Symmetrical all-wheel drive, baby. What's up, y'all? Time for some bonus footage. I'm on my way back in a 2017 Forester this time. Not going to measure the fuel economy. We're just going to see realistically how many miles can I get out of one tank of fuel in a 2017 Forester. Going downhill pretty heavy for the first 80 miles or so, and then we're on flat land on the highway, so we'll see how we do. All right, we are doing well. We have covered 71.8 miles and only burned 1/12 of a tank of fuel. And according to the car, we've averaged 45.6 miles per gallon, and we have 560 miles of range. There is no way that this car will cover another 560 miles on its current tank of fuel. The drive so far has been primarily downhill, but we're setting ourselves up well for a long range on one tank of fuel, so we will keep you updated here. All right, so we're down to half a tank in the 2017 Forester. We've gone 262 miles. The car thinks we're averaging 35.1 miles per gallon, which probably means we're averaging 33.5 realistically. So this is the difference between going downhill and uphill, and potentially also having an engine that's broken in, even though on paper this older model Forester is rated 1 mile per gallon less than the 2021 that I drove 2 days ago in my time and about 2 minutes ago in your time. So we'll see how far we can make it in this 2017 on one tank. We are still moving. All right, here we go. We are down to 1/4 of a tank of fuel. We've covered 379 miles. The car thinks it's got 110 miles left to go, and it thinks it's averaged 32.7 miles per gallon, so it's probably averaged about 31. I am coming up to the Cajon Pass, and oh no, you know what, I lie. I'm coming up to the Tejon Pass, the Grapevine in Southern California. So we're gonna go uphill and downhill, and who knows what that'll do to the average fuel economy, and I'll probably have to get some fuel after that. And I'm not gonna top this thing off because it's headed for lease return city. So it's gonna get 5 or 6 or 7 gallons or so. But we'll see what the range is on this 2017 Forester. It is doing better mile per gallon wise than the 2021 did, partially for the downhillness and partially for the engine broken inness. Hard to tell what, although I haven't been keeping my foot out of it too much. So anyway, we'll see what happens, how many miles we get before we actually fill up. All right, here we are, bottom of the Grapevine. We have done 432 miles. The fuel light is on. We averaged 32.1 miles per gallon according to the car, so probably 30.5-ish, 30 legit miles per gallon. And a range of 430 miles. So not bad in the old 2017 Forester. Gonna put a little fuel in her and lease return it tomorrow. My mom's old car, and now she's got a 2021. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, evening, wherever you are. As always, like and subscribe. Even if you're already subscribed, tell your friends to subscribe, because where else are you gonna get weird content like this? Thank you so much. Bye-bye.